This video is for educational purposes only. Okay, part 2. So, let me hold my phone differently. Okay, let's just start off the bat. This happened a couple of nights ago, and then I drew it. So let's start with the experiences that I ended up drawing, because I had more. But this first image, as you can see, has a blue flower and plant with some strong roots. So the first experience I had, I was in complete darkness. I don't think it was Silenthia. I think it was a different realm. And there was this gorgeous blue flower. I have never seen a blue like that here in the physical. And of the what I'm going to categorize as magical colored blue, there was not this specific shade. I've seen that magical blue, just to give a little context on, my ancestors, when I saw them and they were blue, these blue being extraterrestrials, that had more of a glow. And also seeing more of Atlantis, this kingdom. I'll talk about that in a different video. But just magical blue that, none of my colored pencils could capture, but that was the closest thing that I had that reminded me of this flower. And I don't believe anything else happened, nothing else happened. I didn't pick it up or anything. I saw it, I experienced it, and was able to receive that energy from this magical flower. And I felt good. So that was the first experience I had. I then returned to my body, and I had this second experience. So when you're in the dream world, in the astral realm, it's important when you return to your body, you ask yourself, what was that? In the sense, okay, you remember the event. Is it, a timeline shifting? Did this event happen in the past and it's now shifting for you to remember in this moment? Did this moment happen, like pre-plan happen, and is going to happen in the future? In the sense, was this magic being used on you for an event to occur in the future, and now this part is unfolding, so you have more of an idea of what is about to happen? Are you experiencing this moment in the astrals in that moment with, let's hypothetically say, your angels? Is this moment that's happening a memory from before, of maybe you on Atlantis or you on a different realm? Is this a little premonition for what may happen to you in this physical or on a different realm? So those are some questions that I believe, I don't want to say it's important to ask, but if you are a little confused, as to what that fully was, these are some questions to help guide you to gaining some more clarity. So that was that. Like I said, I had this experience, returned to my body, and then I came here and I added all that information in there because I watched a video a few days ago, and then this happened, and I will say that this is timeline shifting, and I believe that this is an event that happened in the past, but after receiving a cosmic download from YouTube, it did something to open me up just a little more to this event that I believe already occurred, and to further inform my spirit about who does not have my best interest. So I was in a restaurant, as you can hopefully see. And there were some waiters there, like how there are restaurants here. This was a restaurant up in the Astrals, where we all were, at this table, me with two other people. I don't know if it was breakfast or lunch or brunch, but I think it was one of those and not dinner, just because of the amount of like type of food, bread that we were having. That's just my guess. But we were, socializing together in this restaurant, and there were more people, socializing, having fun. There was some music playing, and there was, an exit farther along up this way, and then some kitchen doors. What we talked about wasn't the most important, but I believe Spirit revealed this to me about this one person, so I could be more aware of how they did not have my best interest at heart when we were friends. So don't be surprised if something like that happens to you, just because these timelines are shifting and they're converging. I also believe another reason why, this happened in this way is because a few nights ago I started saying the timelines are converging, the timelines are merging. And I kept repeating it. And then I started saying that the dimensions are converging, all the dimensions are merging, so we can be on our highest frequency. All of the dimensions are merging, all of the dimensions are merging. And that leads into this next moment. So then I, came back to my body and went back to bed. And I had an experience where, if you've seen Get Out and how Chris is watching the TV as a kid, it was like that. I was in this room and it was dark, and that's just what I felt flashed through my body while I was experiencing it. And I then started feeling pain in my head as well as in my stomach. And I felt pain in my stomach because of the manipulation of the weather, the manipulation of my gift. Little context, ever since I was a kid, I could detect when there has been atmospheric pressure changes. That has not changed. It's become a little more sensitive the older I've gotten. And I believe because of where we are in this energy cycle and how I am reclaiming more of my body that is technology that I don't currently fully own, I am becoming more sensitive to the manipulation in different parts of my body, where when I was younger, it wasn't that way. And they are doing it more frequently and at more of a rapid rate. I could go outside and it could be sunny without a cloud in the sky, and then within the next 20 minutes, there could be cloud coverage, severe cloud coverage. And they are manipulating that through me. And I'm now, ever since, let's say, June, July, feeling it not only in my head but in my stomach. And it can reach the point where I feel like I am about to pass out. It's that intense, disruptive, and painful for me. And I just feel completely nauseous. So in the astrals, that's what I was feeling. That's what I was going on. And I just, on top of whatever, I'm going to say like mind controlling stuff was going through the TV, I just felt all of that happening. So my way of defending myself, I started remembering, that I could manipulate the weather. And I just started calling on the lightning to help me. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all this electricity and lightning started coming down and out and around, and I started sparking. And then I started saying again, the dimensions are merging. All dimensions are merging. All dimensions are merging. The dimensions are merging. The dimensions are merging. The timelines are shifting. The timelines are shifting. All timelines are shifting. The timelines are shifting. And after I said it a few times, I went from being in this position and this electricity coming down, feeling the electricity, being one with the electricity, to then literally being one with time. And the best way that I can share this is that if you have seen Sonic the Hedgehog, if you've seen the Justice League with the Flash, and they just, become this like line of blue light or yellow and red light when they're running across the stage. That's how the cartoon artist decided to draw them. That is what happened for me. I was here, this was happening, then was in darkness for a little bit in the astrals experiencing this, and then I just became what I believe is time. And there were these blues, gold, a little bit of orange, and just and I was in there was bits of black, pockets of darkness, and it was just rushing. And the sound that it was making, it was like water, and it just kept flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing and going and going and going. It was rapid. So it's real. So I just want to say that, the impact that it can have here down in the physical is that it may, you may experience a moment unfold in your astral body, be it a memory, some from a past life, or something that you are about to experience potentially in the future here in the physical. It could also be stuff that has happened in the astrals, something like this restaurant gathering that I believe happened in the past, but because I kept saying, the timelines are merging and converging, I was then able to see and access this moment. And then something from the future, going back to July, when I saw my mother and my father with my brother, and we're all in the hospital, and they're essentially dropping me off. But that hasn't happened yet. But that timeline converging, and that's something pertaining and correlating with the future. I also want to say, the impact that it had in the astrals was, I'm going to say stronger just because I became one with time, and I can't say that I have felt that here. So I definitely invite you, whoever is listening and, is connected to nature, Atlanteans and Anunnakis, as they said when they separated us, black women, black men, Latino women, Latino men, you can just take 4 minutes out of your day and say that the timelines are converging, the timelines are converging, the timelines are converging faster, 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 faster for 2 minutes. Then you can say that all dimensions are merging, all dimensions are converging, the dimensions are converging to get all of us to our highest timeline. Do that for 2 minutes. And then see what impact it has for you in your life, in the astrals or down here in the physical. I'm sure it will be something. So after this experience, I then came back to my body and then eventually went back into the astrals, and I was running a race. I was surrounded by people that looked like me, but I believe they were not all connected to nature. I think I was surrounded by all blackamoors, and we were running, and I felt these signals being sent to my brain again, again in the area of where the bird eye is and my crown chakra. And I started running after the signals, were sent to my brain. And I was first, and then something happened, and I felt my body being manipulated and slowed down. Like, in those dreams where you're running and you're trying to get away from something, and then all of a sudden at that precise moment, when that thing's about to catch up to you, you're just running through honey, essentially, and you can't get away. That happened to my body, but I could tell that it was a force from outside of me to disrupt and cause that internal working to be to have a little disruption. So I went from being first to not being second, but being after that. And that was the experience. It was a race. And that was it. So that was this video, or I should say those were the experiences that I had in the astrals. And, me deciding on a whim to draw and sketch all of them. and on a whim to just share, these experiences right now. If you have made it this far, thank you for watching and listening. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Travel safely tonight. I'm saying that because right now it's dark where I am. And I want to send peace. Remember how powerful you are with saying, the dimensions are merging and the timelines are converging. Remember your powers too, because you remember them down here. That part of you up there is going to remember them, and then there's going to come a point where you have more agency with your abilities. So, discover. And I want to send peace, courage, protection, and divine cosmic love to all Atlantean Anunnakis who are on their journey of remembering their divinity and remembering who they are. Peace.